I wasn't expecting to be live so quickly. Oh my god. Oh my god. You can't see that. But y'all about to see that. Y'all can't see that, but y'all about to see that. Come on, we about to go outside. I'm gonna put my lip back on. Nah, bro. Y'all about to get the lip again. Sorry. I was gonna do it. I was like, nah, I'm just gonna jump on there real quick. That's not what we doing. Baby, let me tell you. If you was on my live earlier, then you know they was trying to stop doing from testifying. Yep, that's what they was doing. They was trying to stop doing from testifying. The defense, they wasn't trying to hear her. Okay, let me get my little microphone because I need to check it. Can y'all hear me clear on this? About to put that there. I'm about to grab these here and put on my slides, and we going outside. Baby, all right. So earlier today, I ran y'all through what was going on the stand. Okay, today, as we were on live, I ran y'all through what was going on the stand. Now, at first, they were saying that they did not want Dawn Richards. They were objecting to Dawn Richards coming out and testifying. The defense was not trying to hear it, honey. Can y'all hear me loud and clear? My people, can you hear me? Let me know if y'all can hear me. We're going outside. Oh, it's all nice and warm out here. Okay. So, I should have brought my, I should bring my phone stand outside too. All right, so boom. Today, the defense opened back up with Cassie on the stand. Now, yesterday, the judge was like, she's got to be going off the stand by today. They did not want her running over into Monday. We covered this earlier. Multiple reasons why, but one of them is because they are trying to stick to this schedule, okay? They need her off the stand, number one, because she's big and she's pregnant. She's anywhere from 8.5. Who am I about? From 8.5 to 9 months pregnant. Okay. She go into labor at any time. I'm quite sure they had some type of plan ready for her in case she did, which I don't even know if they would have really needed. Like, what kind of plan would they have really needed for that? I don't know. But so that was one issue that they were having, was like, yo, she's big, she's pregnant. We don't need her on the stand, but they have a schedule to stick to. So the defense kept going today. From what I understood, their whole defense was based on text messages. And these text messages that they were harping on, to me, they just sounded like text messages in a regular relationship, based off of what we got from inner city press, because that's who I've been keeping up with the trial with, is inner city press. So they wanted to talk about, show how it was a loving, there was some love, there was some care. They were really like trying to bring it home that Diddy and Cassie had this relationship that wasn't all monstrous and freak offs. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. At first, I'm like, okay, so maybe. they're making a point. But in the back of my mind, every time I felt like saying, okay, I could see she was setting up. I kept going back to the things that were going on in the onset of their relationship. Whew. Gotta catch a breather. He said green screen on a walk the Henny way. Henny was coming to sit outside and get some vitamin D, honey. No Diddy. But anyway, so what was I saying? Okay, so they were really pushing on this, that it was a consensual relationship, because that's what they was feeding us. And that's what I was talking about earlier today, about how this is what their defense was going to be, that this was a consensual relationship between two adults, and that it was loving, and that there was nothing that was, corrupt about it. But it didn't help. Not in my eyes. Okay. So the day went on, and as they broke at one point in time, they broke because, am I sounding weird to y'all? Because I feel like I'm getting an echo. Or maybe it's just me echoing from where I'm sitting at. Is this better? Is this better? Okay, are you still getting the echo? Okay. So I felt like they just... Maybe if we move over, it'll stop echoing like that, because I think it's the shed. Whew, I think it's the shed, y'all. Okay. Is that better? You said Nana, what you peeking for? Who's Nana? Oh, Nana. Okay. So that's better, right? There's no more echo, no more weirdness. Okay. So all they did for me was establish that there was a relationship there. They established that it was toxic, but they did not take away the things for me that were going on in the beginning of this, when the prosecution sat down and started laying the foundation for what they were bringing to the forefront. It didn't stop. None of that. Like what was going on in my head about her being groomed. Cassie was being groomed. And I feel like they were trying to paint this picture like she was some out of control rug addict that was just out here doing things. And that's not what happened. Like at some point it may have evolved to that, but in the beginning, she was led into everything that happened in this relationship between her and Diddy, even down to the freak offs. She was led into it. I have my own theories and thoughts about what could possibly have been going on. But again, that's a theory, that's a thought, that's an opinion. Okay. Now, when it gets down to them coming to a close with Cassie, they brought up the Intercontinental thing, and they said that, they were trying to grill her about that. Let me pull that up so that I have that up on the green screen, and then I can move out of the way and y'all can see that. Is this it? Right here. So y'all see it. Now, I ended my video with this portion right here, and we're going to pick up right here from where we left off at. So you see where it says they're asking her about the Intercontinental, but there's a piece before that where they were asking her, did she plan on, oh, you can't see it. They asked her if she planned on doing any more lawsuits, and they also brought up the $20 million that she had got from Diddy. And when they got here, they asked her, did you receive a settlement from the Intercontinental? Cassie said no. So Estevito, which is for Diddy, said, you made a demand? And Cassie said, yes, 10 million maybe. So this is what it is. It was not a lawsuit that happened. She didn't file suit. She made a demand for payment. The reason she's making this demand for payment, come on, guys, we should already know why this demand for payment was already made there. This tape got leaked out to the public. The security guard videotaped it. There was bribery that was involved in this. And if we go back to where people are saying, I don't see anything that's on the RICO, baby, there goes the bribery. The bribery was right there when it came down to what happened at the Continental. Now, I would have sued them for $10 million too. I'm surprised she ain't get another 20 or get a nice little smooth 30 piece. They knew they were wrong. That's why she was able to go ahead and get this case settled out. So yeah, she said no, but right here, they asked her, Estevito, one question. You just reached 10 million settlement with Intercontinental last week before trial. And while Johnson tried to object, the judge overruled it and Cassie said yes. So last week, right before this trial, Cassie, they settled with her. That doesn't mean she has the money, but the Intercontinental settled the case with her as they should. And that's why I said I feel like she should have got more money. All right. She probably didn't ask for that much, but she should have. But I mean, hell, then again, she won 20 million. Okay. So now here's where we left off at with Agnifilo, Diddy's attorney, talking about we object to the testimony of the witness after the special agent, Dawn Richard. They did not want Dawn Richard up there on the stand, but baby, that did not stop Dawn Richard from getting up there and giving her testimony. Do you hear me? Uh-oh, wait a minute. So Dawn gets up here. Okay, first of all, they talked about the agent, right? This agent right here, Binda, Agent Binda was the one who arrested Diddy, okay? And Agent Binda says that they went to the Park Hyatt and they went to room 2115 where Diddy was staying. And then they asked what Binda did, and Binda said they assigned a letter to each room and began a search, okay? They asked what the role was. She took the pictures, right? And they asked what was found in the closet. And what was found in the closet was a plastic bag full of Johnson & Johnson baby oil and Astroglide in the closet of the Park Hyatt. Now, you got to remember when Diddy got arrested, this came after his house got raided. After his house was raided, he was still free, remember? Baby oil and Astroglide, okay? And when they went into the bathroom, they asked what was found in there, and they found more baby oil. And they said in the bag, in the LV bag, they found medications in the name of Frank Black. Now, we learned that Frank Black is Diddy's alias that he uses on a burner page on Facebook because Cassie told us. So they found medications in the name of Frank Black. So what does that mean? He was still freaking off. Then they found a bag of pink powder, and that was in a medicine bottle. It was in a medicine bottle. And they tested it. And guess what was in the medicine bottle? MDMA and ketamine. Diddy was still freaking off. We were making jokes and saying that when the arrest first happened, but this Agent Bender, Special Agent Bender, testified that this is what the pink powder is. A lot of people were speculating what the pink powder was, but they tell you right here, ketamine and MDMA. Where did we hear those? In freak-offs. He has all the freak-off supplies in the Park Hyatt the night that they arrest him to take him into Brooklyn's MDC. Now, I'm going to take you back for a second, because if you go back into the testimony that was given to us on yesterday from the defense did a good job at raising a point of making it like Cassie was so addicted. Cassie was on all of these drugs. She was out of control. She was just this junkie that was running around out here loose on the public. That's how it came off. But Cassie, in comparison and contrast to Diddy, if you go and look, you see that Cassie is now married. Cassie is on her third child. She's been with the husband that she has now since she left Diddy. And her and Diddy parted ways after Kim passed away. After Kim's memorial service, Cassie said her and Diddy, they weren't dealing with each other anymore, but he hit her up when she was pregnant and told her blessings basically on her pregnancy. So who wasn't over who? Now, I'm going off of what we got from Inner City Press. Once I get my hands on the transcripts and I'm able to really digest all of this and read in between his threads and see everything, then I can give you a better analogy on things. But for right now, this is where I'm getting my information from. This is where I'm basing things off of, okay? I don't know anything that happened in between any of that. You guys don't know anything that happened in between any of that unless we go and we listen to somebody else tell us, and even that is somebody else's account, because people are saying that Cassie sued the Continental Hotel, but she didn't sue them. She made a demand for payment. So yeah, that's why I want that. Cassie and Diddy's story getting on my nerves, just gossip. This is not just gossip. This is actual what's going on in court. And this is the stuff that has been happening in that relationship. Yeah, didn't she cheat on Puff with their fitness trainer, and that's who she has the kids with? Now, according to Cassie's testimony, she didn't cheat on Puff with the trainer. Her and Puff were not together, but they continue to freak off with one another. Even the same thing with Kid Cudi, and it's alleged that she had some dealings with Michael B. Jordan, but from what we read here, from what he's put up, it was not confirmed or denied whether or not she was with Michael B. Jordan. So that's something that I'll be looking forward to getting the information to and figuring it out as to whether or not that's what really happened or not. Also, there was a time that Diddy got upset because Cassie was dancing with Chris Brown. And she says, I wasn't dancing with Chris Brown. But that's what they're alleging. The defense is alleging. All right. So now, back to what we were talking about. So this agent right here, they also took cash, $9,000 in cash when they arrested him. And they asked if there was any clothing that was in the room that indicated that there was a woman there with them and they said yes. So we don't know who the woman was. I'm wondering if this woman that was there was the lady Jane. Now, Jane, if you have not gone and heard about Jane, Jane is the woman who eventually she'll be testifying. But this was Diddy's second, I guess you could say, victim, according to the prosecution. I did a whole video on Jane. I gave you the prosecution and the defense's perspective on who Jane is and her story. So y'all could go and check that out. But now, remember, the defense did not want Dawn to testify. Dawn was not up there very long from what I'm understanding. Like, Dawn was kind of in and out. And that's because the Cassie testimony took so long. And then they had to get this agent in there because the agent was an important person who was going to be testifying. So at the end of the day, Dawn gets up there and they asked Dawn where she was from and she gave all of the formalities, right? Right. But Dawn gave testimony that backs up that she witnessed Diddy putting hands and feet on Cassie. Baby, it's right there. There was a photo that was shown. They asked who was in the photo. She says Cassie. 2009, she observed an incident between Diddy and Cassie. And Dawn says she was attacked by Sean. He kicked her. He kicked her. But then she goes on to tell another story. And in that other story, she talks about how Diddy grabbed a skillet and tried to go upside Cassie's head with it. Right here. She says, he was saying, where the F is my food? He grabbed a black skillet with eggs and tried to hit her over the head. Cassie dropped to the ground. And the AUSA says to her, what did you do? Or what did she do? She said she went into the fetal position. That's exactly what we saw her do in the Continental video. We saw her as soon as he started in, she just dropped in the fetal position. So it's seeming to me like this was a pattern. And this was back in 2009. That was before the Intercontinental. Okay? It was before the Intercontinental, right? So now, boom, check it. Dawn goes on to say, Sean was kicking her in the head and the body, then dragged her up the stairs, and I was scared for her. Okay? Then what happened? And then I can't see that it's been passionate and she was okay. That it would be better if we didn't talk to people. Hold on, because I feel like I skipped something. Yes, I'm peeking in. Oh, I can't hide the text, can I? How do I hide the chat? I need to hide the chat for a second. I thought there was a way to hide the chat. Okay, there it goes. It says, so Dawn says Combs was kicking her in the head and body, then dragged her up the first floor, glass breaking and yelling, I was scared for her and for me too. So the AUSA said, did you intervene? Dawn said no. Did you call the police? No. But there is a reason why Dawn didn't do any of those things, okay? So now they go on and they ask her, they say, what was the next thing that happened is what they wanted to know. And then that's when Dawn said that that it had been passionate and she was okay, that it would be better if we didn't talk, that people could end up missing. That's a threat. That's coercing somebody into being quiet. That's a violent act being committed. Yeah. So they asked her, what does she understand that to mean? And Dawn said, unaliving. Now, his lawyer tried to object and asked for a sidebar. So they took a sidebar, right? And the judge said the jury can leave for the weekend, watch the Yankees play and the Mets or the Knicks. If you're not into sports, there's a lot going on. See you Monday. And then he says, I guess Miss Richard is what they meant. They told her that she could leave, right? So now the judge is like, about this line of testimony. So AUSA Comey, this shows consciousness of guilt for count 1 and relevant to count 1. Aglifino says it's not sex trafficking, it's domestic violence. So now you see that they are arguing about trafficking versus domestic trafficking versus domestic violence when it comes down to Dawn's testimony. So Aglifino goes, we can't sit here and say Miss Ventura did anything because of this event, right? Because she didn't talk about this one. So this is rank speculation. So the judge says, but she was there. And Agnifino says, she doesn't know the effect on Cassie Ventura. So the judge asks, who's the next witness? They say Kerry Morgan and David James. So Kerry Morgan and David James are the next two to come and testify. And you know Kerry Morgan was there because Cassie said Kerry was there for a lot of things. Kerry was there for times when her and Diddy had fights, when Diddy put his hands on her. Kerry was there when she was taking rugs. Kerry knows a lot of information. So Kerry coming to this stand, I think this is going to be the next powerful, explosive testimony. But Dawn will be returning to the stand on Monday because she really didn't get a chance to testify. To my understanding, she really didn't get a chance to talk about her lawsuit because, you know, Dawn has her own lawsuit that she filed against Diddy as well. And even with that, they brought up in this case right here against Diddy about how Diddy reached out to Kalina and he called her multiple times. And that's the other female that was a part of Dirty Money. And she was coerced into saying that she didn't back up none of what Dawn said. And it's being alleged that Diddy paid her. But it's also said that he was calling her nonstop, that he hadn't been calling her prior to. Y'all lean on the like for me, please. Lean on that like, lean on that like. Diddy hadn't been calling her prior to Dawn's lawsuit. And as soon as Dawn's lawsuit was out and it hit the press, boom, he started blowing Kalina's phone up. And then Kalina came out and made that public statement. So this is showing how he's covering up a crime. I don't know what people are looking for. So all of these people is lying and the defense wants to defend this monster. Got a few shows I can put the chat up on. Huh? Maybe because we in limbo between vertical and horizontal land. What you mean? Y'all not in limbo, y'all are vertical. There's a whole heap of lurkers in the bushes. Since you're here, might as well hit the like that's free. Look it up. Good as a movie. Okay, you talking about shows. It was also a legend to be said that she was cooking and he hit her with a frying pan. Well, that's what Dawn testified to today. That is what she testified to today. And it's crazy because you would think, and it says here, I just wanted to show y'all that. I don't think y'all can see this. Oh, this was about the 20 million lawsuit. But what do you think about Dawn testifying? What do you think her testimony is going to be when she gets back up on that stand on Monday? Thank you, Sandwich Girl. Jail, no bail, karma. Click the option for the live in the head. You could double tap the screen and that will hit the like button for you. Yeah, allegedly that's what he did. Hit her with the frying pan, or he attempted to hit her with the frying pan and she hit the deck. Now, it's crazy because I'm hearing a lot of people that are still trying to find their way to paint around stuff. But honestly, at this point, we are on day 5. Okay, court started on Monday. Today is Friday. That is 5 days. We are 5 days in to this court proceeding. And guess what? Guess what, you guys? We still have 7 weeks to go. I said this earlier in my other live, and I'm saying it in this live right now. We still have 7 weeks to go. And you heard there's 2 more people that are coming to testify. Now, I wanted to talk to y'all for a minute. I still don't know how to do this. How do you do this? Ooh, I could start a poll. Okay. Let me ask y'all this. Let me ask y'all this question because I want to know. And this is the $1 million question of the hour. Did I do it? Oh, I didn't do it. Okay, hold on. I'm going to ask this question. Y'all hit the poll. Well, Aubrey, I want to know if y'all think Aubrey is coming. And I wouldn't, let's start that. Can y'all see that? So y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Do you think Aubrey O'Day will testify? That is the $1 million question that is on everybody's mind right now. Will she testify? Because Aubrey was a member of Danity Kane as well. Aubrey has been the one that has been very vocal about Diddy. She was even vocal on the show. Okay? She was vocal on the show. So I don't know. And she's been loud all of these years. I wouldn't be. Now, do you think that Freddie from Making the Band would also be called to testify? I don't know if Freddie would be called, though. I don't think any members from Making the Band would show up unless he called them on his behalf. And I really just don't. There's not one member from Making the Band that I could see that would come and testify on his behalf. Hi, Mother. He'll be back. You okay? Just go to bed. Just go to bed. We'll just go to bed. Let me see what y'all saying. Okay. Yes. Do we get a third option to the question? No, it's either yes or no. On this one, it's just yes or no. He treated all of them like Ish from the band, making them walk across the bridge. Right, right. That's a tough question, Sherm. She's testifying right outside the courthouse. Now, here's the thing. I caught wind of one of Jaguar's lives this morning when I was perusing the internet streets at the crack of dawn to see who was on before court started, right? And Jag was on. And Jag said she's waiting until all of this is over and then she's going to say what she needs to say. But she seems to feel like everybody is acting like this is new information when she's been telling us that this is what was going on and this is what was going down, and nobody listened to her. Well, you know what? You know who else has been telling us about this? Gene Deal as well. So how is everybody feeling about Jaguar and Gene Deal? Thank you for the thumbs up. I need some goat's milk and sugar cookies. Who's Wendy Williams? Wendy, oh my God. Could you imagine the way that man would probably melt under the table if Wendy Williams was to come in there? You know, she got her little buggy, right? So you know Wendy's going to come in there all fabulous with her lipstick on and looking all fab the way that she does. And she's going to zoom right up on in there until into the witness stand. She's going to get up in that box and she's going to say, how you doing? And she's going to lay it all out because Wendy was blowing the whistle a long time ago on Diddy and his character. Do y'all remember when Diddy went up there on the Wendy Williams show and Diddy told her, I met your son? Did you see the look on her face when he said that to her? Oh, I wish we was on StreamYard and I wish they would let us share videos because I would for darn sure play that for y'all. Her face, she was not happy with him meeting her son at all. And I wouldn't be happy either because he got her fired from her job and she had to go move and go on the radio all the way out in Philly. Then she came back to New York and then she got her TV show. Yep, that's how that went. She was saying this for years, alerting people. Yes, she was. Yes, she was. Yes, indeed. Nah, dude has been moving funny for a minute. Yeah. We've been hearing about his little freaky escapades. Now, it would be interesting if they would bring, what if they start bringing people like Black Rob's or Craig Mack's family members in there? Ooh. Because you know it's rumored that he had something to do with that. I can't say that he did. What about I'll Be Sure? There's a lot of people that could be called in here. It's a lot of people that could be called in here. So it would be very, very interesting to see that this is what's going on. Did my chat stop moving? Okay, well, I see. Y'all, okay, y'all feel like Aubrey O'Day is going to testify. Let me screenshot that because I'm going to post it. I'm definitely going to post the poll. And I'm going to put another poll up there. And I'm just going to put a bunch of polls up and ask questions. Henny, I sent you a pic. They claim it's Diddy. It doesn't look like Al, but I don't know. Are you talking about when they was trying to say that Diddy and Al was doing something? I can't see that. I ain't gonna lie. Thank you for the flower. I ain't gonna lie. I think he sold Jaguar a dream. Also, she just a ride the freak off train long. Oh wait, what? I don't know if she rode the freak off train. It's gonna get very interesting as the trial goes on. Yeah, I know. I feel the same way, Sherm. And that's why I'm like, I gotta get my butt to New York, because this is Diddy and there's no telling who is going to pop out. There's no telling who's gonna pop out. I think a lot of people went missing around Diddy. A lot of people went missing. A lot of people, Big is gone. Black Rob is gone. Craig Mack is gone. Mace has kind of like revived himself because he's now on a podcast with Cameron, but we don't really hear from Little C's anymore. I haven't heard from anybody in Junior Mafia at all. Thank you for the disco ball. Jamie Foxx almost got going out of here. Benny, go to the bathroom. Kim Porter. Oh my goodness. Farnsworth Bentley. He's still around. I follow him on Instagram. He's still around. He don't say nothing. Hey, sexy Barbie 46. He's still around. He just don't be doing a lot of talking. He was one of the first exposing Diddy parties. Who? Farnsworth Bentley? Now, let me tell you something. Remember, these NDAs, they don't hold up when the feds come asking you questions. Because at the end of the day, here's the thing. When NDAs do not protect you, hey, goddess, they do not protect you when there's criminal acts involved. When there are criminal acts involved, that NDA means nothing because you can't keep your mouth shut and not report on a crime. And I want to know all of the people that are coming in. I can't wait for this witness list to come down because the judge has already ordered them and told them that by Sunday, he wants a complete witness list. Okay. He's not playing. He wants a complete witness list. He wants to see everybody that's coming in to testify. He wants it. So, when they submit that, it's going to become part of the docket. And hopefully we, the people, get to see it and we get to know who's testifying, and then we can really talk. Yes, you could tell the judge is done with the shenanigans. Like, he's not trying to hear none of the shenanigans. He had already warned Diddy's team about trying to pull fast ones. And they're doing all types of stuff like not submitting stuff in writing like they are supposed to. They're just saying it on the record in the courtroom. And the judge is like ignoring them and very dismissive about a lot of things that are going on that he feels are foolishness. And Diddy, at the end of the day, he should be looking at his defense team like this because they are dropping the ball. And while they started out pretty decent with trying to show that Cassie was not just a person who was subject to freak offs, but at some point in time, she began to actually set these freak offs up herself. They kind of started losing everybody because all they kept going into was these text messages. They were just honing in on text messages. And it's like, okay, bro, we get it. You've kind of made your point, but you kind of haven't. Like, for us that are reading it through inner city press, we're only getting a portion of it. You have to remember that we're only getting a portion of it. So it's just all over the place is what it sounds like to me. Mom?
I'm just aggravated. It's like he knows something's up and he's just getting on my nerves. He won't leave the house. He goes to the door and he just looks out and then he runs in and comes towards him.
I think he does. He probably can sense it.
Yeah.
Thank you for the floating heart. So glad my mod sister pulled up. LOL. It's bike night for me and I have to go in the bushes soon. Oh, okay. It's okay. I think they are trying to confuse the jury, probably because it was very overwhelming, just the little bit that I saw. And then I was getting ready to start this live, and when I came onto YouTube, I saw a clip from where Uda was talking to Lauren again from the Breakfast Club, and Lauren was basically saying how she was confused. She didn't know what to think, basically, you know. And that's how this is going to be. That's why I said we listen and we don't judge. We read and we don't judge, because at the end of the day, they're going to sway you. One day you're going to be sitting here and you're going to be like, oh, the prosecution is hidden right now. Then you're going to hear something from the defense and you're going to sway to the defense and be like, oh, the defense is hitting. Then you're going to be like, I don't know. You're going to be confused. Right now, I'm sticking to what we know are solidified things. We know that she was groomed. We know that she was introduced into this lifestyle. We know that all of the substances that they were taking were things that were introduced to her through him. We know that he put hands, feet, and Nebos on her. We know that Kid Cudi's car was blown up. We know that we have a lot of we knows in this case, okay? And how do we know it? Because his team is not denying it. In the opening statements, the defense never says, he never did this. He never did that. We're going to show you this. We're going to show you that. They never did any of that to deny the rug use. They didn't deny the freak offs. They didn't deny none of that stuff. All they said was the freak offs were happening between consenting adults. Imagine how these fools with mail order brides treat their wife. I got three sicko out-of-pocket miserable supervisions that have wives from, wow. I'm not going to keep running through all of this. I'm just going to go clip my video where I broke down the predicate offenses. Like y'all keep saying y'all don't see it. Either y'all don't want to see it or y'all don't know what you're looking for, because y'all are being blinded and caught up in all of this back and forth with Diddy and Cassie. This ain't about Diddy and Cassie. This is about Diddy and the things that he has done. And Cassie is a person who he's done majority of this stuff to for over a decade or over a decade. At the end of the day, if you don't see sex trafficking, human trafficking, rug trafficking, bribery, coercion, arson, if you don't see none of those things, it's because you don't want to see those things. It only takes 2 of those things to stick, and you got a RICO. It only takes one person with an enterprise, and it takes people to act in unison to be, what the hell are they? Cohorts on it. Read the laws on sex trafficking and RICO. The government got this. Trust. Thank you, Cream. Because at the end of the day, that's where I got my information from. Why don't you go look up the 35 predicate offenses that equal a RICO? You only need 2 of them. It's a RICO. And I've already explained. That's why I said I got to make a video. I've already explained why he's the only person on the RICO right now. That's because people who will be considered co-conspirators are either offered immunity or some type of plea deal, and charges will be coming for them later. Oh, and also charges that are at the state level can be brought into a RICO as well. Go do your research, please, people. Go look it up. She's not going down, Daily Oracle, because she has immunity. Cassie is testifying under immunity. And I'm saying that because there is no way in the world that she would be testifying to this so openly and so freely in court if she did not have immunity. The feds looked at her paperwork, looked at her case, her civil case, and decided to bring it up to a federal level for a RICO charge. That's what happened. And when they sat down with her paperwork and decided that they were going to build this RICO case, in order to make her the star witness, they had to offer her something. So they offered her immunity. for her testimony to corroborate the case, because this case was based off of her case. And this, not to bring him into it, but this is why I said I don't understand why WAC 100 has not been brought up on a federal RICO yet, because he has 2 civil RICOs against him right now that could be brought up to a federal level. And he could be federally charged for some of those offenses that he's already put out there. I'm no legal expert, but I do my own due diligence and go read and understand what I'm looking at before I go and come out here and open my mouth. And if I don't know something, I have no problem with saying I don't know something. And I'm not going off of what other people say or what other people are telling me. I'm going off of what I see, what I know for myself to be true because I read it. We've already talked about how she was made to look like a junkie. We already talked about that. But Diddy, she could be made to look like a junkie, but at the same time, guess what? She's clean. She's married. She's stable. She has a family. She has a life that seems like it's the complete opposite of what it was when she was with Diddy. But this man right here, on the night they arrested him, ketamine and MDA in his possession, Astroglide and baby oil. He was doing another freak off and he was still on drugs. So who was the real junkie here? And guess what? That's what the defense is supposed to do. They're supposed to try to smear her and smear her credibility. But guess what? She'd have never been the junkie that she became if he hadn't introduced her to it. She wasn't a junkie prior to meeting him. She wasn't a junkie prior to him involving her into freak offs. She wouldn't have even known a freak off existed to the level that he was bringing her to him if he would have never introduced her to it. Well, Daily Oracle, I could see that you, where you're coming from with this, and that's cool, and you're entitled to your opinion. But I still have my stance, and that's where I'm standing with it. No, unhide. Wait a minute. She said, your son. You're entitled to have your opinion changed. But my opinion is not going to be swayed because the defense came in and did what they're supposed to do, which is sway you. That's what their job was. You see what you said? I heard transcripts last night, changed my opinion. So the defense swayed you. But see, where I'm not going to be swayed at is taking the responsibility off of this man right here, who was 17 years her senior, who introduced her to that lifestyle. And that's what they want to paint, is that freak offs she knew locked him in. That's the same thing they're going to say about Jane. They told you that in opening statements of day one. They told you what they were going to do in their opening statements. That's why I said opening statements lay the groundwork and the blueprint for how they're going to proceed with their case. That's what their angle is, that these women were continuing into these freak offs because they were desperate to be with him. They knew that they wouldn't be able to be with him without the freak offs. But at the end of the day, if that be the case, then why is it that they keep talking about the girlfriends that didn't do the freak offs? There's no getting around the groundwork for me, that the prosecution laid out. Now they need to come. I mean, that the defense needs to come with something a bit stronger. Because showing me some text messages of them where they were in a relationship and it was a toxic relationship. Toxic relationship does not equate from grooming. Toxic relationship does not equate to putting somebody through trauma, introducing them to a whole lifestyle that changed the very essence of who they are. That's what I was trying to say. That doesn't change any of that. And guess what? Toxic relationship or not, that doesn't equate away from the criminal acts that he committed. Still criminal acts there. And I said this earlier, when you're in a toxic relationship, guess what? You probably break the law. We all have probably broken the law all day long without even realizing it because we all don't know all the laws that are on the books. So we've all probably broken the law. That's where here for to chop it up and maybe come to an understanding, agree to disagree, figure out facts, etc. Exactly, Bird. That's your opinion. You don't feel he committed crimes, but there's a bunch of us that do. Thank you so much for the 100 stickers. Now look, you can feel that way and we going to feel this way. I'm going to feel my way. Who the Texas is back? Who the Texas is screaming free Diddy? Now it's cool you say that, just don't spam the chat with it. Not with her testimony. Stacy, that's true. She should have. But you know what? I'm quite sure we all have some shoulda, coulda, wouldas in our lives as well. But it sounded to me like, just like Jane, she thought doing this one time was just going to be what it was. She was dating someone else and he did stalk her and pursue her at 19. When Cassie was 19, how her and Diddy got together, Diddy put this whole party flyer together to sway her to come to Miami. That there was this party that was going to be happening. And so she went to Miami. And Diddy pursued her. He kissed her and started romancing her and swaying her away from Ryan Leslie, the dude that she was prior with. He pursued her. He did the same thing to Jane. They're going to show a pattern of behavior. Show the proof of her being out there, Daily Oracle. If you don't feel some way about how he moves, Diddy would have gotten you too. I mean, free him for what? How he bettering our people? I'm going to say this because earlier today, a pastor came in here talking about he donated $5,000 to his church. Free Diddy when he's rehabilitated. How about that? Free Diddy when he's completely gone through rehab, not just aired out in jail. Okay? Free him when he is completely gone through rehab. Free him when he has gone through therapy. Free him when he is healed and able to function better. He was a high functioning junkie. High hopes. In Cali, if you date someone before 21, you cannot be older than 3 years. If she was in Cali with that, they can charge him. Yeah. Your opinion. Why did she go back for more behind her new hubby back? Why did she go back for more behind her new hubby's back? Because she wasn't done with Diddy. He still had a hold on her. You clearly don't know how toxicity works. You clearly don't know how a toxic ship works. These people out here sounding dumb. Let Cassie have been their daughter. I swear it's like dude can't wait for tools like Diddy to support. Do you understand grooming is a psychological thing? They don't understand that part. Excuses. That's what I hear from y'all. And you know what, from now on, uniquely, let them stay. Let the ignorance stay. Because they just keep coming. Y'all asking me questions. Then I give an answer for y'all to come clap back at me. The problem with y'all is y'all want him to be so innocent. How can you groom a grown-ass woman? She was not grown. What about a 19-year-old? Do you have a daughter, Huda? Is your 19-year-old daughter grown? Because my 19-year-old daughter is not grown. And she's not even 19 yet. She's 18. She's not grown. You looking at the age she is now. You have to remember, he started with her when she was 19. She's not an adult. Hooter, you concern me. Nobody said she wasn't accountable, but y'all trying to make it seem like she was just this guilty slam hog that was out here spreading it wide and hard for everybody before she met this man, and that's not the case. Because if that was the case, the defense would have brought that up and brought up her sexual history prior to, and that's not what they brought up. I hope they don't have daughters neither, because this world is sick. This world is sick. Okay, I would take my 20 mil and go away somewhere. Actually, she got 30 mil because she got 10 million from the hotel. $19 may be legally and technically, no, it's not. You're 21, you're an adult. That's a fact. Go get the transcripts then, Daily Oracle, or go flip some cards on it. How about that? Why don't you go do a reading on it? And let me see how biased your cards are. Exactly, Pammy. He treated Kim the same damn way. So what are we talking about? He treated Kim horribly. So we forget about that part, right? We forget that there is a whole history. Should Cassie have left Diddy a long time ago? Hell to the yeah, she should have. But guess what? Shoulda, coulda, woulda. It didn't happen. And now, this is what it is. Clearly they are. Y'all are regurgitating narratives because I heard some, matter of fact, I think I know where you got that from. Being a scumbag is not a crime. That has nothing to do with it. Go read some law books for yourself. Go look up the law for yourself. Then come back and holla at me. It's a damn shame. This is why women do not get protected the way that you think. And the fact that there's even women in here that are all, oh, she's this, she's that. Boy, bye. Boy, bye. Now I'm getting irritated because y'all are trying to attack me for my opinion, yet I haven't attacked y'all. And all I'm doing is coming at y'all with facts. But y'all still want to stand on it, repeating the same things over and over again. Y'all just don't want to see that this man has committed crimes because y'all are blind. And that's fine. Be blind. But don't come over here thinking you about to insult nobody. Because trust me, I haven't even started reading y'all down. I don't know if that's true or not, Beauty Queen. But let's hit them with something that we do know is a fact. Because I played the video earlier. Diddy and his mama was sitting poolside. His mama and him had matching IVs on a pole. IVs is something that was used after a freak off, wasn't it? She's sitting there getting an IV drip in her arm with white nail polish. What do you think that's saying to the world? And he's talking about how his mom could touch the floor, bend over and touch the floor with both her palms on the ground. Pew, pew, pew. That don't sound funny to you? That's what's wrong with this world now. Y'all like who y'all like, and that's fine that y'all like who y'all like, but then y'all don't want to hear what anybody else has to say. Y'all want to attack. And if you didn't attack me, then I'm not coming for you. Now, I'm allowing y'all to rock out in here and have your views and opinions, but keep it cute, or I'm going to put you on mute, and it won't even be the snipers that snipe you. I'm going to snipe you out of here, and when I do it, you're gone. That's probably the only place that he could have gone, or he probably was, that it was not illegal. No, facts trigger you. I'm not triggered by facts. I'm triggered by folks coming in here trying to at me as if what I'm saying don't hold no weight, and it does. It does. You don't want to hear the fact that this man did commit crimes. Blowing up somebody's car is arson, and it's illegal. It's illegal. It's illegal. It's illegal. Taking someone across state lines to engage in prostitution is human trafficking. Traveling prostitutes across state lines and out of the country in order for you to have slaves with them is sex trafficking. Traveling across the country with illegal substances is illegal. Bribing people, paying that security guard or paying the hotel $100,000 in a brown paper bag to stay quiet is bribery and coercion. Coercion. That's illegal. That's RICO. Yeah. And all of these people that are coming to testify are going to show a pattern of that. That's where the RICO comes in at. The fact that there were people helping him cover it up, that shows co-conspirators for the enterprise of Combs. So, like it or not, there are crimes there. Right, Cream, because we don't even know what happened to the dealer that they picked up. The dealer got picked up and arrested, and Diddy was allowed to keep it moving. Y'all ain't find that suspicious? But if you really want me to start getting into it, hopefully they didn't leave. The only thing that I can say that we may hold in common is the fact that I do feel like Diddy was getting away with this for 20 years. 20 years until he decided to file a suit against a company that is attached to old money. And I did my research on that, and I did a video on that. And that old money company that gave him an opportunity to take one of their brands that was dying down and push it out to the urban community, and we took and sucked it up. Yeah, when he decided to go up against them, everything started going downhill for him. So I will say that. But what I'm not going to sit here and say is that he didn't do what they're saying he did. What I'm saying is they covered it up for years, just like they did with R. Kelly. They covered it up for years until he pissed off the wrong people at the right time. Boom. Cassie's not exposed by herself. Diddy is exposed as well. Do y'all know what exposed means? Exposed means to bring something to the forefront, to bring it to light. Exposed. I'm exposed to the elements. I have no covering, no protection. Diddy is exposed. Their whole sex life is exposed. That's a fact. And that's the problem that I have. It took two of them. That's what you mad about, that she was doing it behind her man's back. But clearly her man doesn't have issue with it. He's still there. I don't have this statement in this phone. In my other phone, oh yes I do. You probably can't see it though. Oh, this is what he had to say. Shall we? Mr. Fine said, over the past 5 days, the world has gotten to witness the strength and bravery of my wife, freeing herself of her past. There has been speculation online surrounding how it must feel for me to sit there and listen to my wife's testimony. I have felt so many things sitting there. I have felt tremendous pride and overwhelming love for Cass. I have felt profound anger that she has been subjected to sitting in front of a person who tried to break her. So, hold on. So, I lost my place. To him and all of those who helped him along the way, please know this. You do not break her spirit nor her smile that lights up everyone's room. You do not break the souls of a mother who gives the best hugs and plays the silliest games with our little girls. You did not break the woman who has made me a better man. That is what her husband is saying. Hold on, because there's more. And I know the simp community is about to come up in here with this one. Oh, I can't read this other one. I can't read the other one. But basically, he goes on to talk about how she freed herself. How doing this, she freed herself. Hold on one second. I'm back. Hold on. I did not save Cassie, as some have said. To say that is an insult to the years of painful work my wife has done to save herself. Cassie saved Cassie. She alone broke free from abuse, coercion, violence, and threats. She did not work. She did the work of fighting the demons that only a demon himself could have done to her. All I have done is love her as she has loved me. Her life is now surrounded by love, laughter, and family. This horrific chapter is forever put behind us, and we will not be making additional statements. We appreciate all of the love and support we have received, and we ask that you respect our privacy as we welcome our son into a world that is now safer because of his mom. That's what the husband said. And that statement was made today. Hooter, Texas. I hope you don't have a daughter. I hope you don't have a son. And that's all I'm going to say. Right, Swagger? Because I wasn't. I just said something out loud, and I guess, you know, a hit dog always holler. He was giving me heebie-jeebie vibes, first of all, but I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming based off of his comments, and that's cool. Because now y'all got to see that I will cuss you out. You mad because I'm sitting here and I'm talking with facts. I'm speaking eloquently. I'm not speaking to you all hood and all of that because I can. Because I can. You mad because ain't nobody buying what you saying because that man chooses to stand by his wife. I said in the beginning, she probably already told him because think about it. If she was dealing with Diddy and started dealing with the trainer, she had to confide in him. Hell, we heard from Roger Bonds. Roger Bonds said she will tell you stuff, but you got to be careful because then she will go back and tell Diddy. Nobody wanted to face his wrath. Nobody was safe from his wrath. In that video that I said, he called himself a king and he expected everyone to treat him as such and obey him as such. That's a real thing coming out of the transcripts. Oh, but Texas, he was in our regular lives too. Thank you for the super chat, Libra. Thank you for supporting the channel. Like at the end of the day, like, oh, for you to even say something like that about my kid and think that is cool, bruh. Thank you, Lenny. But it's not just don't disrespect me. Don't disrespect nobody in my chat neither. And talking about my daughter is definitely going to get you cussed all the way out, fool. Thanks. That's why, as people, we being punished and scattered. Girl, it's stuff like this. We can't even have, like, I'm willing to have a dialogue with people. But when you start coming at me and attacking me and this, that, and the third, and no, I could feel your energy. I can feel the vibe and feel the type of timing that you on. That's not this kind of live. You want to come in here and you want to say hashtag free Diddy, you could say hashtag free Diddy, but don't get to attacking people when you don't like what they saying. And then don't ask me questions and ask me my opinion. And then you and the minions that are with you in here think y'all going to start jumping up and attacking me and jumping. No. Now I said I'm listening and I don't judge. I'm reading and I don't judge and I'm trying my best not to judge. But then when you got people like that, that's supporting this type of behavior, man. Thank you for the hearts, Keish. He kept bringing pressure, so he thought. I want to go to a Diddy party. Oh, Margie. You don't want to go to a Diddy party. Oh, you don't like that? Then you can leave too. Bye. How about that? Then you don't have to hear me. I'm live. What do you want me to do? I'm supposed to talk. Make it make sense. Why you keep kicking her in the head like that? Disgusting. Forgives, bounce out. That yeah, like they going. The fuck? What I'm supposed to do? Just sit here like this? They stupid if they doing that. It's a community around here. You will get marked out, okay? You get marked out. You not just because for them, I'm gonna mark you out too. Like don't play, don't let. And in a vertical live, I can see everything. Now when we in a regular live, I don't see everything because the chat be to the side. What is happening? What is happening? Lordy, oh okay. We could show that you are friendly, or we could show yours. You are friendly. Some of y'all getting hidden because of the stuff y'all say. Ah, who's that peeking in the window, pal? Thank you for the 100, Lenny. That 6-pack of women on the Fed side is gonna wash Diddy with his own. You know what, Cream? Water table. Cream, you going to the water table. So now let's see. Ooh, 75% said that they believe that Aubrey O'Day is going to testify. That's crazy work. You can't play with any. Yeah. Do y'all see the results of the poll? That's Diddy. That's a drawing composite of Diddy. I don't think her lawyers will let her. She got a lot of dirt too. Aubrey? Listen, when I first read when Inner City Press put that stuff out there, and it first said that they were objecting to Dawn testifying, I'm like, what Dawn do? He do look like a koala bear, don't he? They ain't have to draw him like that. They did Diddy dirty. They did Diddy dirty in this photo right here. I don't know who's drawing these drawings, but they are doing him so dirty. Dirty money. Ninja always trying to F up a Good Friday. Crazy, man. Thank you, Cream, for the super chat. She said, I subbed. I like it here. Oh, well, welcome to the bar, baby. Diddy did Diddy dirty. Diddy did dirt, Diddy dirt. You need some hair dye? The diddler got done dirty. Lord, have mercy. Child. Diddy does Dallas. Lord, have mercy. It's all the Miss Pammy. I can't read that out loud. You gonna get well. Then again, I done already said some stuff, so I can't say nothing. Oh shoot! Hey Joe, you found me. Yeah, yeah. Who? Yes, I am actually in the middle of my life. Are you gonna be up?
If they don't clean the kitchen, I ain't going in the kitchen. It's up to you.
Yeah, if you guys could come back later, that would be great.
What time do you prefer?
Give me another 30.
Okay. Are you gonna do the best video in the world?
I already have been.
Okay. All right.
All right.
We'll be back before we leave at about 8 o'clock.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. I bet he really needs a bathroom break soon. He gotta have shoe polish or some permanent marker up in there. He can scrub through his hair. Listen, they not allowed to do any of that stuff when they are up there in Click Click City, baby. They just gonna have to deal with it. Do you hear me? I think they thought they was gonna get on my camera. I got a whole green screen going. You're not getting no shine time on my camera. I don't know y'all like that. The Henny can't be like, who is that in the background? Oh, Scooby-Doo. Anyways, that color is pretty on you. Thank you. Who was that? I don't even know. Okay, I think it's something about solar panels. Young Miami realizing she been effing her granddaddy friend. Well, he liked to be called. I wonder if Carisha is calling him Pop Pop too. You know, Saucy done asked her, Carisha, Diddy your Pop Pop? Was Diddy your Pop Pop too? Oh, when Uda was saying he was coming in there with all that beige and white and all of that stuff and looking like somebody who was in the nursing home, I say, yeah, Pop Pop vibes. He didn't even pick up on it. He didn't pick up on the Pop Pop vibes. He was going in there looking like Pop Pop. Pammy and Jackie, you've been placed on the water table watch list. Oh man, see, I missed what they are here saying. Yes, pop pop. And that soon as I read that pop pop thing, I didn't even read the next thing down. I was just like, wait a minute, because that's what my kids called my daddy before he passed away, my real dad, my father. Okay. Called him. They didn't call him granddad, they called him pop pop. And they called my mom Mimi. So it was Mimi and pop pop. You did nutting? You did nutting? Miss Jackie, really? I just got here. Miss Jackie, you only need 2 seconds to slide in the live, and the first comment you say, it starts. See? I know what type of timing you be on, Miss Jackie. You can't come up in here and try to act all innocent. I know what you be doing. Don't ruin the pop pop for us, Diddy. I will never allow my kids to call nobody pop pop. But the grandkids, when they come here, when I have grandkids, you cannot call your grandfather pop pop. Mm-mm. No. Not take that, pop pop. Goddess, I have never sent you to the water table, but you, uniquely, can we make a reservation for Goddess at the water table for that one? I felt like the defense was stalling so she could pop on the stand. Possibly, but the judge wasn't having it. The judge was like, Miss Pammy, I can't read y'all comments out loud. Okay, I can't do that. Goddess, take my seat, please. Ain't no more room at the water table. Dre said, ain't no more room. Y'all cannot. Okay, y'all cannot. Oh, uniquely, did you happen to pop in on that one about Jane? Did you drop the disclaimer in there so I could go pin it? Cause I said, cause y'all finna cut up on this one. I know y'all are. I know y'all are. So I said, uniquely, drop the disclaimer so I could pin it. And I'm gonna pin it on that video so that way people know. Okay. He made her pop it and was pop her. Glad her husband got her away from him and is getting it all exposed. Okay. Miss Pammy, please report. See, there go the sirens. You are now placed at the water table. They're going to need a water room. The table is full. I think that's what I'm gonna have to say. You got to pull up to the water bar. Y'all got to go to the water bar. It's got to be a whole nother bar. It's a bar within the bar, and all they serve is water. And sometimes the water be spiked too. Okay, so you might get some watered down liquor, but you know, hey, Kristen girl. Do courts open on a Saturday out there? No. Court's not open tomorrow. Court opens on Monday, which is why I'm trying to decide, am I going to leave this weekend or should I wait? Because I was looking at the prices of the tickets and I'm like, I could get a really, really good flight on Wednesday. But then that means I'm going to miss 2 more days of trial. But then it will give me some more time to kind of get situated. And it'll also give my daughter some more time to prepare for me to get there. And I got to figure out getting from Jersey to New York. That's what I said last night. I said, that's why he having them freakos to watch his girlfriends, watch them get pleasured because he ain't able to pleasure them. That is not Pleasure Island. That is Disappointment Desert. Okay. That is a desert of disappointment over there, honey. Tuesday, Wednesdays are cheaper days to fly. Yeah. But you know what? I even saw a really cheap flight on Friday. Melanin Queen. Hey, boo. Thank you for the flower. I'm not flying. No. I'm not flying Spirit again. I tried Spirit one time and y'all remember what happened, right? I almost missed my cruise messing around with Spirit. Keep safe up there if you go. Heard that's a lot of weirdos playing around the courthouse. I'm gonna be in Mexico from the 27th, and I'm gonna still be tuning in after I do what I need to do. I may not catch the lives though. Thank you so much, Nino, for still tuning in. Hi, enjoy your vacation in Mexico. Hey, 42 Palm, 420 Palm. Where is baby love? Baby love, mama? I don't know. Southwest, sis. You sound fun. Look on Google. I did. That's where I seen them cheap flights. Facts. I've been whooped trying to pull that itty bitty Tootsie Roll. You know what? Popping bottles. I don't know what happened today fully, but are they done with Cassie? I know they wanted her done by this week. Yes, they're done with Cassie. They brought the agent up who arrested Diddy. The agent testified to him having freak off supplies in the hotel room when they went to go arrest him, including pink powder, which was a combination of MDMA and ketamine. So he was still freaking off. He had Astroglide, baby oil, and money, all of that. So yeah. New Jersey is having FAA problems, period. Oh, wow. And that's where I would be flying into. JetBlue always specials to New York. That's who I was looking at. Hey, Henny, them album titles and songs hit different now. They do. Nothing but Delta. Delta ain't got no good deals right now. $49 flight right now. I haven't seen no $49 now. What you say, goddess? I'm sorry. As soon as I knew he was having another baby, I knew he got issues. You'd expect his sons to have the first kids now, but it's him still. Okay, gotta go in the bushes. LOL. I'm gonna be outside with the bikers tonight. Okay, period. Vroom, vroom. Double A for me. American Airlines. You still rock with American Airlines? L Bossy B? I don't do American Airlines ever since 9/11. I ain't gonna hold you. I don't. She said, yes, I do. Listen, we listen and we don't judge. Hey, just me. Henny, are you doing a meet and greet when you get to New York? I didn't think about that. I mean, maybe I could. No airplanes for me right now. Too many planes crashed recently. Shaking my head. Nope. Well, I'm not driving because I drove down here and that took me forever. I ain't no spring chicken like I used to be. Even though it would probably better suit me because guess what? I could go rent me a van. I know how to pull up to somebody's house. Let me take a shower at your house and get my clothes together, child. I don't have no problems with doing that. I get to be by myself. I like alone time. His sons are just like him. Beware, girls. Yes. Who and they sitting up in there listening to all of this stuff that he did. I would love to know what they think. Miami next. What? A meet and greet in Miami? You said especially Christian. I'm thinking more like King. I'm back. I'm back and I'm still black. We lost a lot of people, but that's okay because I'm back. I was like, how do I get back to my people? What happened? And then it said what had happened was your phone died. It said your phone died, girl. I thought it was gonna end the stream. It didn't end the stream. Y'all was still here. I said, oh. Well, listen, I gotta let this phone charge, and I can't get on the line from my other device. I have shopping to do, and I need to call my daughter, and I need to talk to my mom and my other daughters because I am going to be leaving and going to New York. So I need to get everything situated for that. Uh-oh. I can't freaking plug it in. There it is. I was about to say, it's about to die on y'all again. Not it didn't want the truth coming out any further. Listen, it's a lot going on. I'm trying to get my hands on these damn transcripts so that I can read the transcripts and read them out to y'all. Do a couple videos, do a little dance. You welcome. But you guys, I am going to end it here. I will come back later on tonight and we'll do late night vibes at the bar. I'm going to poke around and see some more things. Maybe I'll read some transcripts. I don't know what we're going to do, but whatever I'm going to do, I'm going to be vibing with you. So remember, love is always love, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace, everybody.